see all these faces. I'm so happy people came. Shall I wait, or is it pretty good? Yeah, okay.
No.
So I know most of you, but I'm just going to introduce myself. I don't know everyone. I'm Jessica Makinich. I'm a clinical psychologist, and wow, I'm just so happy to see people's interest in this topic. Yeah, it's been a long time in coming, but I've been wanting to do this for the Valley. So first and foremost, I'm just going to talk to you about what the presentation will look like tonight. My dear friend and colleague, Christina Ingenito, sitting over here, she's going to talk about what it's like to use one of the medicines that I'm going to talk about tonight. And she's going to do it from a first-hand perspective, which I think is needed. I could talk about this in theory, I could talk about the studies, and it just doesn't have the same grasp. So she's going to do that for us. And then what I'm going to do is talk about kind of pragmatics, you know, the treatment protocols, what they would look like, how we would actually bring them here to our valley, maybe to people's private practices. I haven't said hi to everyone yet. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Christina here just for a moment because there's so much to say about her, and I don't want to miss any part of it. So she's been a licensed clinical social worker since 1986, worked in a ton of different settings, community mental health, women's health, the criminal justice system, hospice. She works part-time at hospice in Petaluma. She's also at San Quentin. She works in the, I guess that you call it the restorative justice system, so she works in the prison there. As I mentioned, she's also a colleague, so she and I just literally 5 days ago, right, became certified as psychedelic therapists. I said it out loud. It's a program in San Francisco. It's called California Institute for Integral Studies, and basically what we do is we learn how to sit with people in these altered states in a way that promotes healing, in a way that has integrity. It's very structured, very rigorous. People have to have a certain kind of mental health condition to be allowed to have access to these medicines, at least initially. So I'm going to talk about that later, but one of the things I do want to mention is that she and I, along with two of our colleagues from this program, have people heard of MAPS? Is that Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies? They've asked us, to be the first of one of 6, actually 7 now, clinics in the nation, actually the world, to do expanded access or compassionate use for MDMA. So we're going to start that sometime next year, once that's granted. And yeah, it's exciting times, and so I'm excited to introduce her. The other thing I want to say, and you'll undoubtedly see it, Christina is a solo performance artist. Yeah, she definitely can talk about her experience in a way that I think is really compelling. I felt like part of the reason I asked her to come is that she has this unique experience of both having the training, the expertise that she's had for so long, but she's also tried the medicines. In 2015, she was in deep despair, had a cancer diagnosis, had a loss of a significant relationship, and actually suffered so much depression, PTSD, that she qualified for an MDMA study. And so she's here tonight to talk about that experience. Yeah, so I'm going to give you Christina, and then I will follow after. Yeah.
Thanks, Jessica. What an honor to be here to share my experience with all of you and be a part of the birthing process in this tiny little wonderful community. So while I'm giving a talk, if you have any questions that come up, I would ask that you save them till the end, and I don't know if that's going to happen after Jessica speaks, probably after her. And yeah, so thank you for coming. It means a lot, I know, to Jessica, and it means a lot to me. So thank you.
And Christina, before you start, Heidi had asked if anyone does not want to be filmed in any way, make it known to Heidi. She's filming us just so people are aware of that. Yeah, looks like no one's worried about that. Great. Okay.
So I've titled this talk, "The Molecule That Saved My Life." It's the day before Thanksgiving, 2015. I'm about to have an ultrasound needle biopsy of my left breast, something they didn't like on my mammogram. The radiologist, who bears such a resemblance to Robert Redford that he's frequently mistaken for him, assures me it's nothing to worry about. All quite routine. Needle in my breast. Routine? I want to believe him. I am healthy. Never a night in the hospital, never a broken bone. An unremarkable medical history. But I do worry. Just this morning, I sat with a 24-year-old man with advanced stomach cancer. Rail thin, unable to hold up his head or even speak. Close to the end. I hold his hand. His mother's, too. It's what I do. I'm a hospice social worker. I sit at people's bedsides. Other people's bedsides. I'm not a patient. I'm not in the bed. I hear George's voice in my head from our phone call this morning. Christina, remember, whatever happens, we'll deal with this together. Feel my hand right there on your chest. I'm with you. Oh, George, my handsome new Greek boyfriend. Is it too early? Are we too old for that word? Boyfriend. We've just found one another. It's a little too early in this practically perfect romance for the likes of biopsies. This thing's gotta be okay. He's a poet, whip smart, wide open heart, enamored from the very first moment, he tells me. I am enchanted. George, I've been looking for you, dreaming of you my whole life. You can stop dreaming. I'm here. I've wanted this all my life too, Christina. I want it with you. We have dreams, plans. Yes, this has to be okay. Late one night, after a sweet evening of dinner and dancing in a Spanish restaurant that didn't have a dance floor, I'm startled awake from a dream of losing him. You know me. You know my heart. I'm not going anywhere. Come in my arms. Let me hold you. I do, and he does. Dr. Redford's voice yanks me back into the room. Procedure's done. He'll call me with the results. Happy Thanksgiving. George's text comes through with a line of red hearts. He'll be here soon, and we'll have the whole long weekend together. Oh, George, I'm so happy to see you. I'm just so happy. We cozy up on the couch, sip red wine, make dinner plans. One of our favorite things is to read aloud to each other. He pulls a book from his tattered black leather briefcase, begins Zorba's story. As he reaches the last sentence of chapter 1, like a punctuation mark, his phone vibrates on the table. He ignores it, turns the page to chapter 2. Seconds later, it vibrates again. Sorry, I gotta take this. I'll step outside and make it quick. It's not quick. George, what's happened? Oh, it's my ex-wife. She's talking crazy, like a breakdown. So upset about us. She needs me. Needs you? What does that mean? Are you leaving? Well, not tonight, but tomorrow. Yes, I have to go to her. Have to go to her? Why? Why? I don't understand this, George. Dinner never comes. Neither does chapter 2. Very little sleep. We hug almost desperately as he leaves. He lets go first. I'll call you tonight, he says. He doesn't. What he does is click the send icon in his Gmail account. What I have to say is going to hurt you and me a lot. I know how deeply you feel about me, Christina. I feel the same way about you. I am so very sorry. I cannot see you anymore. Email? See me anymore? That's what we've been doing? Two days later, the Monday after Thanksgiving, my phone rings. It's not George or Dr. Redford. It's Lana, my primary care doc. It's not good news, but it was caught early. Treatable, maybe just surgery. Call this breast surgeon, he's the best, he'd be my choice. Lumpectomy, mastectomy, radiation, chemotherapy, hormone therapy. Just surgery? Did she really just say just surgery? Who is she talking to? I have breast cancer? George is gone? I never thought it would be breast cancer. Not me. I mean, I'm a live life at full volume kind of person. Passionate, confident, vibrant, alive, professional. I'm a psychotherapist. I'm a hospice worker. For 30 years now. I facilitate a restorative justice group for men serving life in prison at San Quentin. I write and perform memoir. I sing in a chorus. I travel the world. I've been heard to say over and over, I love my life. Not my breasts. They're part of my identity. Have been a source of nothing but pleasure my entire life. I love them. This feels like a betrayal. Who am I without my healthy, beautiful breasts? The day after diagnosis, I meet with the nurse practitioner. It's stage 1, infiltrating lobular carcinoma. Estrogen and progesterone positive, HER2 negative. This is good. Good. I'll introduce you to the patient navigator. You'll meet the surgeon next week, set a surgery date. You'll need an MRI, then a pre-op, then lab work at the hospital. You'll have a medical oncologist, a radiation oncologist, a primary care oncologist. Here's a binder with all the information you need. You probably want to apply for disability. Disability? She talks antibodies, receptors, databases, treatment plans, protocols. Wait. I can't breathe. My unremarkable medical history is no more. I'm paralyzed in my bedroom closet. How do I dress for an appointment with a breast surgeon? Conservative? Casual? Cleavage? A little color, but not flashy. Basic black maybe, but not gross. Lipstick? Well, yeah, lipstick, but not that fire engine red that I love. I end up in jeans, a V-neck, and rust-colored lips. I go for the cleavage, while I still can. The MRI shows no signs of cancer in my other breast. Is it anywhere else? Will I ever not wonder? Stay away from sugar. Get a second opinion. Watch the wine. Stay positive. Stay active. Find the silver lining. What about yoga? Get enough sleep. Don't forget to breathe. New treatment at UCLA. Cutting edge in Europe. Have you joined a support group yet? You look great. My neighbor, niece, mother, daughter, dental hygienist have breast cancer. They're fine. You're the strongest person I know. Stage 1? You're lucky. Everything happens for a reason. You're going to beat this, no problem. Call me if you need anything. How about some soup? How about stop? What if there is no silver lining? What if I don't want to join the cult of positivity or wear that pretty pink ribbon? What if I'm not a strong, brave cancer warrior? I'm not doing that courage, carpe diem, fight, fight, fight kind of thing. I just don't have it. This is not a battle. Oh, and by the way, it's not a journey either. For me, that involves airline tickets and exotic destinations. This is a nightmare. George, where are you? Surgery happens. Scalpel to skin, my left breast is cut in the 4 o'clock position. 4 sentinel lymph nodes are removed. I wake up groggy, stoned, and versed, my breast covered in thick layers of soft, white gauze. All went well, my surgeon says. Go home, rest. Anesthesia, he tells me, takes weeks or even months to leave my body. Stitches will dissolve in 6 to 12 weeks. But tell me, Doc, how much longer for this heartache? A week later, at the post-op, my surgeon is delighted. The margins are clear, no lymph node involvement, the best possible news. I should be thrilled. I'm ashamed that I'm not. It could be stage 4 pancreatic cancer, pain in my bones, confusion in my brain, gone in 6 weeks. It happens. I've seen it. Instead, I have the good kind of cancer. Everyone says so. Everyone except for Jared, my handsome in a wholesome kind of way medical oncologist. He says there are no good cancers, only bad cancers and worse cancers. Thanks, Jared. But is that why I feel so bad? I didn't plan to fall apart. I swear, I've always been so exuberant, so well put together, so competent. Now, I disintegrate into despair. I can't work. Don't know if I could ever return to hospice work. I plunge into a can't stop crying, can't answer the phone, can't get out of bed for the first time in my life, well of depression. I'm flat, flattened, falling apart, broken, lost. I keep my friends mostly at bay. I'm ashamed at how resilient I'm not. The year turns. No champagne or kissing at midnight. No kissing, period, except in my dreams where George shows up nightly, uninvited, in haunting detail. Wait. I don't have trauma like this. Not me. I help other people with their trauma. Husbands and mothers, children and lovers dying in grief, incarceration and life sentences. It's who I am. It's what I do. So who am I now? Where's that life that I loved? It's gone. That life is over. This is my life now. Everything is different on this side of a cancer diagnosis. Now, nothing touches me or seems to matter. I am in a state of total resignation. Oh, I've known my own darkness before, of course, but I've never known this place. Against every hard wire in my body, I learned how to ask for help and receive it. How to become a patient. I have extraordinary medical providers, skilled, caring doctors and nurses who take me in their arms and cry with me. Steadfast friends who just won't let me push them away. I receive acupuncture, energy work, massage, physical therapy, home-delivered organic meals, take African dance, yoga, nutrition classes. Most everybody thinks all this activity means I'm fine. I'm just going through the motions. I am so far from fine. Everything is free, which is good because I'm broke. It's no hyperbole. I would be bankrupt without Obamacare and disability. Oh yeah, I did end up on disability. Was so immobilized that I couldn't complete the paperwork without a friend's help. Paperwork that as a social worker I had led clients through with my eyes closed countless times, but not now. The depression stays, then the anxiety arrives, comes all too often in the quiet hours. How do I pay my bills, support my life, work again? How do I ever be intimate again? Let someone see these scars, touch this breast, feel pleasure in my body again. How do I find the time, money, energy to eat healthy, local, organic, exercise, meditate, sleep well, stay hydrated, stay alkalized? How many supplements do I take? How much do they cost? Maybe I did eat too many ice cream cones or love too many carbs. Maybe I shouldn't have used that deodorant or come back to the Bay Area. What's that spot on my face, this ache in my arm, this pain in my chest? Is it back? Did they get it all? Has it spread? Will these questions ever stop? How do I not live in fear? I can't live in fear. I won't live in fear. I'm scared. It lands me in the ER one afternoon with tachycardia and chest pains. Much later, I learn it was a panic attack. Me? I don't know who I am anymore. Early February 2016, Jared has good news. My hair won't fall out. I won't vomit every day. No chemo. But just to be sure, he's sending me to the radiologist. I thought I wouldn't need radiation. I thought George would come back. The radiation oncologist wants to radiate my breast 33 times over the next 7 weeks. There'll be skin reactions and fatigue, like a bad sunburn and a bad tired. Only worse, much worse. She hands me the treatment schedule. Doesn't ask, just assumes my calendar is clear. It shouldn't be. I'm supposed to be in Colombia right now, kicking around Cartagena, snorkeling off Isla Providencia, looking for pink dolphins deep in the Amazon. I cancel my trip. Almost a year later, treatment's complete. Well, yeah, except for 5 years of hormone therapy. Menopause 2.0. I'm cured, they say. Doctors love that word. They like remission, too. But that's not how it feels on the inside. I'll never not have cancer again. Jared understands, comforts me. It's normal to be nervous about your first mammogram after diagnosis. That helps, but In the parking lot, my heart's racing, my legs are rubbery, I'm dizzy, my vision is foggy, I'm sweating on a cold November day. Is this normal? Turns out results are good. I should be relieved. I feel guilty that I'm not. But this darkness, it just won't go. My nurse practitioner convinces me to attend a cancer support group. I've resisted for the past year, but I like her, so reluctantly and finally, I say yes. I meet a woman there who's a subject in an MDMA PTSD study. I didn't even know there was such a thing. After 25 years of talk therapy with no relief, now she says she's cured. There's that word again. I am astonished, but skeptical. I do a little research. There's a study in Marin County for people with anxiety disorders related to life-threatening illnesses. They're looking for participants. I think that's me. I make the call to Libby, the study's coordinator. Yes, she says, come for an appointment. I drive up the long, narrow, winding road, up, through the emerald, forested, mansion-studded hills of Marin. Stunning views of Mount Tam the whole way. Carrying my curiosity and skepticism in equal measure, I arrive at a home filled with art, altars, and orchids. There are measurements to complete, protocols to follow, urine to test. No matter these details, I can already tell I am in rarefied air. I proceed to have the most comprehensive psychological assessment of my life. The only diagnosis I've ever had is an adjustment disorder with mixed emotional features. I'm proud of this. Now, they tell me I qualify. Anxiety, PTSD, depression. Me? Yes, me. I know I'm in trauma. My body knows it every single day. I can't reset myself. I've come to firmly believe that I'll never be able to reset myself again. That my work now is to adjust to life like this. The exuberant woman I've always known myself to be is dead inside. Gone forever. They tell me they can help. From a place I had forgotten, the smallest glimmer of hope is ignited. Is this really possible? Yes. Yes, 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 it is. These therapists, this medicine, this protocol, this most intensive therapeutic modality of my therapy-intensive life changes everything. Cozily tucked onto the comfy couch, Mount Tam out the window, blood pressure cuff and thermometer, eye shades, headphones, specially chosen music, Julaine and Evan at my side, all is in place. We begin. Within moments of feeling the medicine in my body, this is clearly not a placebo session, something dramatically shifts. My first words come. I am so well taken care of. Everything is okay. There's not a question of believing this or not. The ocean is to the west, the sun rises in the east. It doesn't matter whether I believe these things. They are simply, utterly true. Everything is okay. I feel the truth of this pulsate through my entire being. There are 3 of these 8-hour sessions and 12 preparatory and integration psychotherapy sessions. I spend the night after each medicine session with an attendant on hand, present for any needs I may have. I have never felt so deeply seen, held, and cared for. Early in the first medicine session, I look intently at the two therapists, and I say something whose significance it will take me more than a year to discover. I want to do what you're doing. They smile, put my eye shades and headphones back on. I lay back down and give myself to these people, this medicine, this holy healing. I effortlessly access the vastness of the vastness. I soar through galaxies of galaxies, swim in rivers of compassion and mystery. I become the rivers, the otters, the stones, the riverbanks. I taste yellow. I smell blue. I watch as the holographic universe takes its shape in the ancient oak right outside the window. I am the blood coursing through my veins. I am the veins. I am the eyes, the bones, the breath. I am rose, root, sky. I am the 10-year-old refugee girl in the boat. I am the foot of the man who kicks the girl into the sea. I am the sea where the girl drowns. Compassion ignites in me for everything, for everyone, no exceptions. The victim of rape, the rapist, giraffe hunter, oil-slicked gull, oil executive, Donald Trump. In a place beyond words and concepts, where the oneness of everything simply is, I rest. Beyond my body, beyond my, way beyond I. I'm back, home again, in this body, with its surgical scars, still lingering effects of radiation, and a deformed breast where a perfect one used to be. Yes, I'm back, working again, at hospice. I'm writing and performing, singing and traveling. I took that trip to Colombia, and I went snorkeling off Isla Providencia, and I kicked around Cartagena. Took another trip to Belize this past winter. I even put my profile back up on the dating site. I'm feeling everything again. Not only the bowled over sorrow of life, but its pure, exquisite beauty. I am saying again, I love my life. Every day, simple beauty brings me to tears. A warm cup of tea in the morning. The way the light dapples through the willow across the street and how the wind dances with it. The way the hummingbird flaps its wings as it drinks. A poem now from William Stafford. There's a thread that you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you're pursuing. You have to explain about the thread. But it's hard for others to see. While you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen. People get hurt and die.